Here we have yet another phone which I found upstairs. It would appear that I bought this, either bought it, but it certainly wasn't on eBay. That was way before those days. And I'd never opened it up. There was no line cord on it, just a very dilapidated cord to the handset. And I wasn't sure how to get into the underneath. Well, I thought I'd have a little look at this. It's been upstairs for ages, and I have done nothing to it. I'll show you what it is. It's a Strowgerphone automatic. Now, this was by ATM, and obviously based on the automatic telephones of America. Got all the data there. It goes back a few years. The dial seems to be functioning okay as I drop the cover down. Let's have a little look inside. It's got a single plunger there, by the way. These Strowgerphones were not, well, I'd say they were fairly rare, but perhaps not that rare. I think I've got another one upstairs, but not this style. It's the round base telephone, which was used in Portugal. Now look at the inside. I've got to open this up again. As you can see, it's got a peculiar way of holding it in. And it all prepared to show, and I've messed it up. There we go, it's starting to go now. As you can see, the base is actually hinged, and you've got a little clip in there which holds the base on. Now, I had a bit of a shock when I opened it up to see what I did see. It's all there, but there is a lot of restoration to be done, which I shan't be doing. This is just in the collection. I didn't know the state of it was like this inside. Whether I would have shown this video or not, I don't know. But anyhow, it shows its age. Terminations there, which are very messed about, although they're all right, but they're just badly corroded and show signs of age. You've got your induction coil, the bell coils. The bell itself doesn't work. To have that done, you'd have to strip this right down, every component taken out, presumably have the metal parts either sandblasted or cleaned, but obviously you can't do that to the case there because you've got the name there, which is all part of it. ATM Strowgerphone of Liverpool. And which I was going to mention, the dial, which obviously an automatic dial again. You've got that space between the finger stop and the O, or the 0. Although I have realised that sometimes they are closer, but in most cases there was a space. Hinged at the back there, and inside, have a little look at it. The bits are all intact, they're just showing age and a lot of, whether there's been water damage in there, I don't know. There's your dial, typical automatic dial, which that is in working order, and that is not is in fairly good nick, so to speak, which I can't say for the rest of it. This plate underneath there, you've got your wire. I haven't taken the plate off, but you've got wiring from these components, the bell and the induction coil, and they go underneath back to the terminals. You've got an old paper type capacitor, and there's writing on it as well. One microfarad, and the microfarad's not written the normal way. That's showing the age. Number 33. That's your to make the bell work. That, believe it or not, is more or less all I've got to say about this. Oh, forgetting the handset. Here we've got a standard GPO type handset with ATM in the middle, so the handset is correct for the phone, ATM, but a post office type handset, which would see on the 332, very popular design. But that is more or less it. I thought I'd pop one up quickly. The phone I'm expecting in the post has not arrived today. I didn't think it would arrive today because being a bank holiday, the postal people want their break as well. So it might arrive tomorrow or even the next day. So I thought I would spend that time and get this one on YouTube. So there we are, quite an old example. And the condition inside is worse than I had expected. But at least it's all there. And someone in their younger years could redo this and make it look quite nice. It's amazing what restorers do make of things. But in my case, it will just be kept in the collection as an interesting phone. This type of phone was also seen in other countries. Belgium had its variety of this one. Portugal and several other countries which have slipped me. There's a nice article on these, or not article, inserts on Google, which I found by just looking up. So it's surprising what you can see on all these things. Anyhow, before I start getting carried away and talking a lot, I will close down and say thanks for watching. But I do apologise for the state of the instrument. I must admit I did not know it was quite as bad as this. Most of my stuff is in fairly good nick, but this one I can honestly say I don't think that would work if it was wired up. The bell for a start wouldn't work. And obviously the cord, as you can see, the cord is in immaculate condition. God, terrible. But there again, age again. And this is not a pleated cord, by the way. It's got like a twist, not with a pleat. So that is in itself a bit different. So there we are. I will mention something now. Perhaps someone else out there can confirm I'm not dreaming this. But it goes back to the auto manual boards in the other telephone exchanges. The one I was associated with, the board was actually a bridge system. Normally the work on the sleeve operated system, but this particular exchange I was in, it was bridge, so it was a little bit unusual. What I'm trying to find out is, I'm sure I'm right, but I'm not 100% right, was the operator's plug that they used to plug into the switchboard, was it quite a large plug? I can remember they were, what's that, in inches? I've got a spoon there. They were almost that length of a teaspoon. I'm not very good when it comes to numbers, but they were the plug part was probably about that long, which plug into your switchboard. The reason being, an example of one of these turned up on something I was looking at last night. It was a candlestick phone, but it was a modified candlestick phone. It didn't have the receiver. In its place was like a lever, and we were trying to work out what the lever was for. It could have been for a watch receiver, but it was just the wrong shape. It just didn't look right. And someone else suggested, could it be an operator's headset? Which could be a possibility. We just don't know. But it was interesting. Anyhow, the other question about this candlestick, which was a genuine candlestick, an old one, was this plug on it, which was a large plug. And I sort of chipped up and said, well, it could be an operator's device, which in the early days before I joined the post office, when I was in the post office, they had normal headsets with a breastplate with your transmitter. It was then changed to the later type. But I can remember, I'm pretty sure they had this very large plug. Don't ask me numbers of plugs, I don't know. But it was quite a hefty sized plug. Much larger than the ones they use today. When I say the ones they use today, I'm thinking of the plugs on the on certain phones they brought out, more modern ones. Anyhow, I'm thinking, and babbling on. So any idea that, if anyone's got any ideas, if anyone knows if the candlestick was in fact used by an operator, it seems possible, but I just don't know. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Any comments please make, and we'll see if that phone arrives tomorrow, which I'm talking about. And we'll have a little talk about that when it arrives. But there's the phone there, the ATM Strowgerphone. Thanks for watching. Thank you.